Do you have a big sewing project ahead of you? Well, Stacy and I have some great exercises to keep you limber. Coming up. Hi, Chanel here, and Stacy, bringing you weekly videos to help you get better and better with your fashion sewing. And be more creative too. So be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on a new video. So do you exercise while you're sewing? Did you know you can? I do. I have my friend Stacy in visiting. Stacy, you may have remembered her from a video we did a few years ago, and it was a video called Teaching Your Friend to Sew. And it was a comedy. And,
That's what we do does.
but she has stuck with it, and she's sewing, so really good. So Stacy loves to exercise, more than me. But we want to show you the exercises that we do while we're sewing. Think of it as from concept to closet. I'll show you how. Okay, so you're at the fabric store, you're searching for your fabric. You can always do the warrior bolt pose. Is that what it's called?
Bolt warrior?
Bolt warrior.
Spread your legs wide.
Yeah.
Turn one foot out, going forward. Put your other foot at an angle. Arch the heel. Bend your front knee. Stretch and stretch for that bolt. Maybe
Stretch.
with this pink.
Oh.
Or you're gonna turn, and maybe you want this pink.
Ah. Oh, do a little bolt warrior stretches. Ah. All right. Moving on. Okay, you're at the pattern counter. These are pick a pattern squats. How do you do those, Stacy?
You do your squat, and you open your drawer, and you look for your pattern.
Oh.
And you go down, and you look for another pattern. Oh, and you kind of lift it up, and then you lift it up. Oops.
Ah, pick a pattern squats. Pretty simple. Because you know the pattern you want is always the one on the bottom shelf.
Exactly.
Oh. Thank you, Stacy. Very good. Okay. So while you're waiting for your fabric, you could always do the tree pose. We have Stacy with we have birdhouses. Tree pose. How do you do the tree pose, Stacy?
Well, you stand on one foot, you take your other foot and put it either to your calf or your thigh with your knee out.
And you
Put your
do.
hands at your heart center.
Oh.
Put your tree limbs up.
Oh, I like it.
That is very calming and
All right, and I hear you should never put your foot on your knee.
exactly. You should never do that with your joints because you don't want to hurt yourself.
Ah,
Yeah.
don't press on the joints.
No.
All right.
On the joints like that.
So get yourself a birdhouse while you're at Joanne Fabrics. All right, thank you. Okay, now also when you're in line, no time to rest. We have to do credit card lifts, right? So that's when what are we doing here?
Well, you're just doing toe lifts
Toe lifts.
and trying to figure out which credit card to put your purchases on.
Oh, that would be the ones the husband doesn't know about?
Yep, that's this one.
Okay. The credit card lift. That's an easy one. Toe lifts. Da-da, da-da. All right. Also, when you're in line, you could also do leg lifts, providing nobody is in front of you. Right?
Yeah.
And then,
Your core and lift your legs.
yeah, and this is what you can do to distract yourself when you're in the candy aisle. Like right here. All right, don't forget, when you're leaving the store, hand all your packages to your friend. And do lifts with your packages and lunges. And now we're going to lunge to the car. And there she goes. Lunges to the car. I'm going to do lunges with her. Yes, lunges with her. To the car. Lunges, lunge. We call this shopping lunges.
Oh, stepped off the curb. I didn't even see the curb. Now quickly across the parking lot. All right, now to the studio. To the studio.
All right, we just got to the sewing studio and we have one very important exercise to do before we get started. It's called the sewing salutation. Let's do it.
Do it.
All right, Stacy, how do we do this?
Now, stand with your feet together, arms at your side. Inhale your arms up over your head. Exhale and fold forward at your hips. Inhale halfway up. Exhale all the way down. Inhale, arms up over your head. And exhale, hands to your heart center. So in salutation.
Woohoo!
Let's go.
Let's go. Our first one, we gotta cut out the fabric. We gotta have limber wrists. So Stacy, how do we do that?
Put your arms up at a 90-degree angle, and then take your hands and flatten them out. Then do a little curl of the hands, and then a little fist of the hands. And then do it again. Flatten them out, curl them, and then make a fist. And do that about 20 times, just to get your hands a little
this is
limber.
good. Should we sing a song while we do this?
Limber hands make for nimble cuts.
All right.
Oh, that's why my hair is up.
Oh, that's kind of smart. Okay. All right. Next exercise. Preparing to cut. All right. Now we're on to pattern layout. If you ever use those weights, the little tiny weights, these are fun. They're like little hacky sacks. And every time I give them to my students, they start playing with them. But think about it. Great exercise.
Good for you.
Hey, be serious. Okay. Got some exercise, put it all down. And then pinning. Pinning is good exercise too. All right, next one. Now we're on to clipping the notches on your pattern. You know, those notches and circles that are so important to put your pattern together. A lot of my students forget to do that. And they take the pattern apart and then they have to go back and clip it. So clip them after you cut everything. So you got your double notches and all that. We have an exercise called knee assist.
Knee notches.
Knee notches. Knee notches. And we do knee notches before we do the clipping of the notches. This will limber you up and you'll have it marked at the same time. On to the next one. All right, now we're getting ready to thread the machine. What's our best exercises for threading the machine, Stacy?
We have a thread the needle.
Thread the needle.
One arm out, the other arm over it, cross your hands, come through and then thread the needle.
Oh, I get it. Cute. That's a good stretch for your wrist, arms.
Yep.
All right, next up. All right, you've been sewing a while. You need a break. This is what we call the tension tamer.
Yep, it's a little cat-cow with you yogis. Put your hands on your knees, feet firmly placed on the ground. On an inhale, you're going to lift your chest up and stick your butt out. On the exhale, you're going to round your back. And inhale again. And exhale. Do that like 5 to 10 times just to get a little energy flowing and then back at it.
All right. When you're sewing and you've come upon a little mistake or a little alteration that you have to do, you gotta take a few seams out. This is called the seam ripper neck roll. I just made that up. Anyway, neck rolls. So you just sit in your chair, you straight up. Posture is important. You just take your hand and you just gently press. And it feels good. And the other side. Just a little bit of neck stretches will really help you go into the night. Then you're thinking, I should call my chiropractor. All right, next exercise.
So even if your project's going really well and you just need a little bit of a break, you can always stand up and go to your chair and do some lunges. Get that little
Lunges.
stretch out. Yep, keep your knee over your ankle, just stretch it out, your back straight, and just Get a little stretch before you go into your final stretch of sewing.
The final stretch. What do we call these?
Lunges.
Lunges.
Did I call them
Lunges.
Lunges.
All right. Got the pants ready to fit. Now it's time to test the seams. That's where the seam stretch comes in. So I got the pants, and it's just a stretch, right?
Yep.
Gotta take the time to stretch. The seams have not popped, so we're good. You can also do these kind of stretches, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yep. Call the chiropractor. All right. Now I will lunge to the mirror and check out my pants. Okay, so now you've fit your pants and you find you have some alterations to do. But take a break. Do the L pose. It's sort of like the L square. You gotta get your body back on green, right? How you do the L square pose is, oh, my back just cracked. You find a wall is good and you scooch your butt up to the wall. And you think of an L pose, right? Try to get really L'd. Do you ever get L'd?
L.
And you just lay there like a fish. And you go, oh, I'm gonna be here all night. I have to taper in the sides, readjust the pockets, blah, blah, blah. Or not.
Or not.
And then while you're here, you could do a few hip rolls. Just roll it to your side, and your side. And then you're ready for more. All right, now we're on to the pressing station. And we have many exercises for you here too. Show us what you got, Stacy.
Okay, well, while you're waiting for your iron to heat up, you can take your pressing block and do some pressing block curls.
Oh.
Yeah, just make sure to do the same amount on either side. gotta keep yourself even.
Build the biceps.
Yep, or you can take your hams
Oh.
and do some ham lifts.
Hamlets? Or
Ham lifts.
Ham lifts.
Yeah, no Shakespeare today.
Oh.
Can't handle it.
And what if you only have one ham?
Well, if you only have one ham,
you just throw it to the chickens.
you fed it to the kids for dinner.
Right.
I don't know. Just do some exercises like this.
That
Get
builds
a
the
little
triceps.
triceps, exactly.
Good. I'm gonna have to do a lot of those.
You and me both, sister. And then now your iron's ready, so you can start ironing.
Oh, perfect. All right. Next up. All right, now on to hemming. Before you hem, let's do some quad stretches.
Yeah, let's do a little figure four stretch where you put one foot flat on the ground, cross the other leg over your knee, flex that foot, give that knee a little push, bend forward, just give it a little stretch all up in your hips. Oh, that feels so good. Give it a little time, don't bounce it. Come straight on up, and then do it on the other side. On the other side, nice little stretch, and then get back to sewing.
All right, finish those pants.
Finish those pants. Come on.
Well, I hope that helped you do some multitasking. Exercise while you're sewing. Pretty simple, right? And then maybe you know the size patterns you gotta buy. You're gonna have to buy new patterns now. That's not good. Never mind. No. Anyway, what we gotta do now, there's one more exercise to do, and that is called the dun dance. Get yourself a boa and do the dun dance. Dun, 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 dun. And all that dancing will really help your mood and your waistline. See you next time.